Well, from that, we want to talk matters to do with insurance, and that is travel insurance. And I'll be interviewing Jennifer Kamotho, who is the travel manager at ICEA Lion Group. Many thanks, Jennifer, for making time.
Thank you very much also for having us here.
Well, the first question one would want to find out is, why travel insurance? Why should I pay for insurance while I'm traveling?
Well, it's normally when you're approaching someone and you want to sell this product, most people will tell you, I have traveled for the last 10 years and nothing has happened to me. But from my experience, things do happen from an insurance point of view and also from a personal point of view. So why travel insurance? Anything could go wrong. Any kind of emergency can go wrong. You could fall sick. Your baggage could be lost, and that I think is very common. Your travel could be delayed, and also this is very common. So those are the kind of risks that the insurance product would mitigate.
So talk to us about travel insurance. Seems like a new concept in Kenya, but each time you travel, there's that requirement that you have to have travel insurance for the people who fly out quite a number of times. But looking at the penetration of insurance in the country, it's at a paltry 3%. And this is basically not a good indication of the uptake. So what will it be different for travel insurance? Okay,
in the recent years, we've seen a gradual growth in the uptake of travel insurance. Some 10 years ago, we could only say it was one company in the industry selling it. Now we are various of us selling the product. And this is basically because of what was started by the Schengen states, whereby for you to travel to any of the Schengen state, you must have travel insurance. So you'll find that any person who goes to the embassy and is required to take the policy, once they take it the first time and something happens, the second time they're traveling to a non-Schengen state, then there will be they will come and buy it. Then the other thing is the affordability of the product. To be honest, it's one of the, it's never too good to use the word cheapest, but it's one of the most affordable insurance product that you can buy. Because, for example, if I'm traveling to the UK for about 8 days, I will only pay about 2,600, and that will give me about 75,000 US dollars worth of emergency medical benefit. So with that, you're finding a lot of people now coming to appreciate the product, and people now are just buying it. Yeah.
So Jennifer, let's talk numbers, because it's one of the things I like pursuing in this program.
Yeah.
So far, as ICA, how many people have signed up for this product?
We can say many, because as you can see, if you do the math, we're talking about 2,500 per policy. The basic, what people normally buy. And we launched this product last year, and this year, today, we are at 15 million. So you can imagine how many people have signed up.
All right.
Yeah.
So you won't give us a particular figure?
I can probably, if you do the math, 15 million by how many? By 2,500, that gives you what?
So it translates to around, if you to round it off, it can get us over 100, because the uptake has not been strong enough. And my question has been really on how can companies tailor their products better to be able to reach the underserved?
Yeah, and it's honest. That is the story, or rather the actual picture when it comes to insurance in general. But when it comes, you see, the product is targeting a certain segment. These are people who are traveling. And as I've said, with time, we have seen the uptake. We launched this product last year. Last year, we only did 7 million. Now we've done 15 million. That can already tell. And this, we do have repeat customers, but we also have a lot of new customers coming to buy the policy. So with that, we believe as ICEA Lion, we are hitting the target market. And also above that, the product benefits. what are the product benefits? Emergency medical expenses. As I've said, there's travel delay, there's baggage loss. So you're not just buying the emergency medical aspect, you're buying those things that actually do happen. How many times has someone told you, I was leaving to go to Uganda or to go to to America, and when I got to the airport, I'm told, you know, sorry, there's a mechanical failure, so your trip is delayed. So when you sell this policy to someone who's traveled before, they're like, you mean I can get compensated for that? And they start appreciating the product.
So how fast can a lodged claim, how long does it take for the company to make a turnaround? Yeah,
as our policy, that's not just for the product. Once you have submitted all your documents, all relevant documents, and as long as it's a valid claim, it takes about 5 days to process and make the payment. Yeah.
Insurance companies are notorious for quickly asking you to pay money, but when it comes to them responding on their side, it takes a bit longer, and this is one of the findings that was in a report. So really, how can companies be able to work around this and make it to a point where if today I'm traveling to, say, Beijing, and it gets into something that needs the company to respond in terms of hours, how long would it take?
If you're traveling to Beijing, travel has divided the emergencies into two, or rather the claims into two. There's emergency and there's non-emergency. An emergency situation is you fall sick. You're in an accident. So what we've done as ICEA Lion, we have partnered with a company based in the UK, and they handle all emergencies 24 hours, 365 days a year. So their work is to ensure the minute you have a claim or you need to be responded to immediately, they are there to do that. For non-emergency cases, what we always do is to ensure we guide the client in terms of the documentation, because what normally brings delays in claims is you come, you lodge your claim, then we realize, oh, there was a document missing. So we send you back. We say, okay, then we realize, okay, no, you didn't really look at the checklist. There was a document. So our work is to actually guide you to ensure that you have brought all relevant documents that will assist in making, or rather paying that claim, processing the claim. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And moving forward, what sort of markets will you be targeting in terms of the high net worth individuals and also the people who travel a lot?
We are targeting, okay, the thing is that it's been growing. Obviously, it started years back. It used to, to travel to the States, it used to be high net worth. The good thing is that these days you're finding schools arranging trips. You're finding churches arranging trips. You're finding, you know, the backpackers also doing the same thing. It's become the shared hotel thing that has started in the world. So our target market is really growing. So as I've said, there are schools, there are churches, individuals, corporate organizations, because we also have a specific product for corporate organizations. Yeah.
So what sort of challenges do you foresee in the eventual full uptake of this product? Because questions around the pricing and also the response time. What other challenges do you see in execution of this policy in the Kenyan market and even in the greater East African market?
Well, I wouldn't say really challenges I foresee, because what happens is that the good thing with the product is that we've tried to really make it very easy to change. You will find that some years back, senior citizens were never, you know, it was a no-no. It's up to 70 years and that is it. Right now at ICEA Lion, we are actually insuring up to 80 years of age. There are things to do with like East Africa, the Great East Africa, Rwanda and Uganda. What would happen is that they normally travel to Kenya, Kenyan embassies headquartered here, to get their visas, and they walk into an insurance company. Before we would say it's only for citizens and residents of Kenya, but now we've actually opened that up to the Greater East Africa region. So what I foresee, I don't see challenges. I see actually uptake, which is very good for us. And it's just for us to ensure that, like now we've gone online, I'm sure you've seen that, to be able to ensure that any individual, if you want to buy travel insurance, you don't have to come to our offices. You can do that at the comfort of your home. You can do that while you're seated waiting for something and you buy your travel insurance.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what are your growth projections?
In the next... Probably in the next 3 years, we hope to be doing about 50 million as an organization. Obviously, in terms of the market, it's a bit higher than that. Yeah.
All right. So I did the math and I found out of the 15 million that you talked about, that translates to about 600 people who've taken up a cover.
Yeah.
And quite a small amount for now, but as you're saying, there's a lot of hope in the future.
Yeah.
Well, we want to bring the show to a close right now, and we want to take you back to our Twitter poll question, which has generated a lot of feedback really on our social media pages. And today we're asking you, do you think that businesses should be given police security in light of the demonstrations in the country? And we have the results. 66% of you are saying yes, 34% are saying no. And we so far received 1,343 votes on this particular question. Well, I look forward to interacting with you on our social media pages. Well, for now, that's where we leave it at. Many thanks, Jennifer Kamotho, who is the travel manager at ICEA Lion. And for that, we pave way for our team coming up with the more news in Swahili. That is Mbiu, your KTN. My name is Abigina. Let's do this tomorrow, same time, same place.